Hello, and welcome to an eye-opening look at the ocean's hidden perils. If you're someone who loves spending time by the sea, strolling along the shore, listening to the rhythmic crash of the waves, or just soaking in that fresh, salty air, you know how mesmerizing beaches can be. But beneath that beauty lies real power, and sometimes it shows up in ways that can turn a peaceful day into a nightmare. Today, we're counting down the top 5 scary beach waves that might just make you think twice before getting too close. These aren't the massive breaks thrill seekers chase. They're the deceptive, dangerous ones that can surprise anyone near the water's edge. We'll break down what they are, why they happen, the risks they pose, and tips to stay safe, all based on solid facts from ocean experts. So grab a seat far from the tide line, and let's get started with our countdown. Starting at number 5, high surf waves. Picture this. You're at the beach on a stormy day, or maybe right after one, and the waves are pounding and much larger than usual. High surf happens when strong winds from distant weather systems push energy into the ocean, creating swells that build up and crash with tremendous force as they reach shallower coastal waters. These waves can tower well over 10 feet, sometimes even 20 or more, and they don't just stop at the surf zone. They can surge way up the beach, eroding sand, tossing around heavy logs, and overwhelming jetties or rocks. What makes them so scary? They're unpredictable in their reach. One moment you're standing dry on what seems like safe ground, and the next, a wall of water knocks you off your feet into churning foam. The force can pin you under debris or pull you into deeper water, leading to injuries or drowning. Real-life examples abound, like during major storms along the Pacific coast, where high surf has claimed lives by sweeping people away who underestimated the wave's power. To spot them, look for advisories from weather services, foaming whitecaps far offshore, or unusually loud crashing sounds. If you're at the beach, stay well back from the waterline, avoid climbing on rocks, and never turn your back on the ocean. Respecting high surf means enjoying the view from a distance. It's a reminder of nature's raw energy. Moving up to number 4, square waves, also known as cross-sea waves. These are eerie to see. They form a grid-like pattern on the water's surface, almost like a checkerboard made of swells. This happens when 2 different weather systems send waves in from opposing directions, say one from a storm to the north and another from the south, causing them to intersect at angles. The result? A seemingly calm top layer hides chaotic undercurrents that pull in multiple ways at once. Why run from these? Despite looking intriguing, they're deadly. They can capsize boats in seconds and drown swimmers by creating inescapable riptides beneath the surface. Ships have sunk in these conditions, and beachgoers waiting have been overwhelmed by the conflicting pulls. A notable case occurred off the coast of France, where cross-seas have been documented causing accidents, but they're spotted worldwide in places like the Isle of Archie, or even near popular beaches during shifting winds. The danger lies in their subtlety. The grid might look artistic from afar, but up close, it's a trap. To avoid them, check local forecasts for conflicting swell directions, and if you see that squared-off pattern, head straight to shore. Lifeguards often warn about unusual sea states, so heed those flags. It's fascinating how the ocean can create such patterns, but they're a clear signal to admire from land. Now, at number 3, shorebreak waves. Imagine waves that don't roll in gently but slam right onto the sand with explosive force. These are shore breaks, forming where the ocean floor drops steeply just off the beach, causing incoming swells to peak abruptly and crash down. They're common on beaches with sharp slope, like some in Hawaii or California, and can happen even on days with smaller waves. The scare factor? That sudden break packs the punch of a freight train, often tumbling people headfirst into the shallow bottom. Injuries are brutal. Broken necks, spinal damage, concussions, or even drowning if you're held under and can't get air. Divers or body surfers are especially at risk, but anyone near the edge can get caught. Think about incidents where unsuspecting tourists have been flipped and injured on seemingly mild days. NOAA reports these as a top beach hazard, responsible for countless emergency calls each year. How do you steer clear? Scan for steep beach profiles or ask locals about conditions. If waves are dumping straight down instead of spilling, stay out of the water. Swim only at guarded beaches, and remember, even knee-high shore breaks can be deceptive. The ocean's power here is a humbling lesson in why we should observe before diving in. Climbing to number 2, rogue waves. These monsters live up to their name. They're freakishly tall waves that appear out of nowhere, often twice the height of surrounding swells, formed by overlapping wave energies or currents focusing power in one spot. While more common in open seas, they can strike near beaches, especially in areas with strong currents or during storms. What makes them terrifying? Their unpredictability. They rise like a watery wall, smashing everything in their path with heights over 50 feet in extreme cases, though coastal ones might be smaller but still devastating. Beachgoers have been swept away, boats flipped, and structures damaged. A chilling example is the 2024 incident at Kwajalein Atoll, where a rogue wave flooded an island base, causing massive destruction on a calm day. They're rare, but when they hit, survival odds plummet due to the sheer force and surprise. To protect yourself, monitor marine forecasts for swell anomalies, avoid exposed coastal paths during rough weather, and if you're on the water, keep an eye on the horizon. Rogue waves remind us that the sea can defy expectations, turning a routine beach visit into a fight for life. And finally, our number one scariest beach wave, sneaker waves. These are the ultimate deceivers, large, unexpected waves that sneak up after lows of smaller ones, surging far up the beach without any obvious warning. They originate from distant storms, transferring energy into long-period swells that build stealthily and hit with speed, often traveling at 30 to 40 miles per hour near shore. Why are they the top threat? They strike during calm weather, luring people close, then drag them out to sea or bash them with logs and debris. The water recedes quickly, but incoming waves can trap victims. Tragic stories include the 2010 Mavericks competition, where a sneaker injured dozens on the shore, or more recent cases along the West Coast, where families were separated and lives lost. They're especially deadly because 10 to 20 minutes of gentle waves can precede them, creating false security. Spot them by watching for wet logs high on the beach or heeding warnings, and always keep a buffer zone. Aim for at least 100 feet back. If one hits, run uphill fast. Sneaker waves earn the run, in our title for good reason.